Hi, welcome in. What are the rates and what is the repayment? These are the two questions that I get asked time and time again. So I finally decided to make a specific video on that for David Allen Capital Inc. and their Bank Breezy program. Now I'm going to go through this, but before I do, I don't want you to start thinking, oh, that is just too expensive. What I want to say is it's subjective on each person and each industry. There are reasons why you get a certain rate, why somebody gets a better one than you do, or more or less. Now, what I do want to say is that there are no interest rates with David Allen Capital. This is calculated on total payback, kind of like a factor rate, but not exactly. So we just have it like this. So if we're looking at Bank Breezy here first on the left side, we see the approval amount. Approximately 75% of your monthly revenue is what you can get. Payment history earns you more, add-on funds are available, early pay discounts, receive funds time and time again. So if you didn't get what you exactly wanted the first time, yes, you can wait for 2 to 3 weeks or go into those 45 days and then withdraw more, the same amount, less, or sometimes even more. Now, repayment amount. This is a 1.19 to a 1.69x your advanced amount. So if we think about that, with this example we're using, you're doing 10,000 monthly revenue, you'll get advanced 7,500 advanced offer. That's just how it goes, and you're going to see this everywhere else, and it is mostly driven by revenue. We're looking at those FICO scores. If they're a little bit higher, we can give a little more wiggle room, but revenue is very important. And with Bank Breezy, as you know, you have to be doing 5,000 plus per month in sales within each of the last 3 months. So if you were going to get advanced between 1.19 to 1.69, your advanced amount, and that isn't high. It was at 1.49, but the approvals are still going up. And example, you receive 10,000, you pay back between $11,900 and $16,900. So is it set in stone what you will pay? Not exactly. Listen, if you pay between 1.19 to 1.39x your advanced amount, you in those full 30 days. So let me reframe that. So if you pay in the first 30 days, you can expect between 1.19 to 1.39x is what you're going to pay back. Okay, so it's that low amount of 11,900. And if we did some quick calculations here, at the highest of 1.39, you can expect 13,900. Now, down here below, we have, if paid in the full 60 days, you can expect between 1.29 and 1.49. So if we do some math, 12,900. And then 14,900 at the most. And then between 1.49 and 1.69, you can see you can go between 14,900 and 16,900. So you pay it off sooner, you get the lesser amount. There is an advantage clearly there. Now, I know not everybody will be able to pay these things off in 30 days, 60 days. It might take even longer. We're talking about more months in, but this is a benefit. There's no prepayment penalty. Again, you're not dealing with collateral. If you were to go to a bank or do some other type of a loan where they're going to ask for that, they're going to ask for home equity, free equity, and then that list will go on and on. It might be lower interest rates, but even at that, it's hard to qualify. And the types of businesses that they go for, over 80% of businesses can't even get it through a traditional bank. So we're an alternative. We're one of the best that can do this for you very quick, same day, instant approval, funding up to 25,000 with Bank Breezy specifically. And these are 4 to 6 month terms. Now, I know those are short and you're like, I need something a little bit longer, but this is what you're going to see in the cash advance. Also in business loans, alternatively online. I'm not saying all of them, but those are really hard to qualify for. And sometimes when you get a lump sum for them, that's what you would get it for. You'd have to use that big amount. And the interest rates can be higher. And then the payback amounts, it can cause a default. It's unfixed. So there's some things you have to deal with in that regard. Now, this is 50% less expensive than anywhere else. In a traditional merchant cash advance, we don't work as an MCA, we're a hybrid. And so you get all of this with the 4 to 6 month term, automatic daily, micro, sometimes weekly payments. Now, I know how that sounds to you. You're like, well, I wanted something weekly. How about bi-weekly, maybe even a monthly? The thing with monthly, you don't see this in this industry specifically now with what's happened with COVID, but that causes defaults. And if you get a default, you will never be able to receive funding ever again online. Doesn't matter if it was last month, a couple months ago, or years. This is reported, and too bad you won't be able to get it. And I don't want that happening to you. So to avoid all that, when you get a daily fixed micro payment, micro meaning will never also give you something that you can't handle, then it's of benefit, then they're fixed, unlike other types of cash advances and loans where they fluctuate and then you're given an amount and then you're not given that amount and you can't pay that monthly amount and so forth. This is it. Now, minimum requirements, you can see some of the things there, but we won't go too far into depth on that. I covered that in the Bank Breezy video. Hopefully you've watched that by now. You should have watched that by now. And if you haven't, I'll link to it down below in the description or elsewhere, wherever you're watching it, if it's possible. So you can come back to that or go watch it and understand everything else about the approvals and eligibility and so much more. But that's what you're seeing right here with the approval amount. You're seeing the repayment amount, and then you're seeing the rates more or less what you're getting if and paid back for the Bank Breezy up to $25,000. And it's a no-brainer. There's nothing else out there that can help the way that Bank Breezy does and delivers with this type of a service that's already high risk. And then there's the DAC up to 2 million on the right side here that I want to turn your attention to, where you can get approval amounts of 1 to 2x of your monthly. Example, 50,000 monthly in revenue you're doing, you can get between 50 to 100,000. So 100 to 200 x. So advance of that offer, repayment amount 1.19 to 1.49x your advanced amount. So example, you receive 60,000, you're going to pay back 72,000 to 89,500. So you'll know this when you go see your terms and conditions. I can't say what rate you'll be given or what will happen there, but it is a 4 to 24 month term, automatic daily payments again. And the thing with that, again, it doesn't cause you to go into default, and you can come and get back and get funding time and time again, and they're micro. So we'll always give you something you can handle, nothing you can't handle. And there's just some minimum requirements there. But something that I want to point out is I get people from time to time that are like, well, can we reduce? I didn't want $1,000 payment at the end of the week, or I didn't want, can we do less? Can we do half of that? Can we do 500? Well, the problem is, especially with the DAC up to 2 million, it doesn't justify you to give you that. You're not, what we look at is A, B, C, D paper lending clients. So an A paper client must be doing 50,000, sorry, I was about to burp, 50,000 plus per month in sales, preferably have a 700 plus FICO and have 24 months or 2 years in business. And if you don't have that, you will not be able to get the smallest amount of repayments. You won't be able to hit that 1.19 exactly or within that range. It just doesn't happen. Now, if you are a higher type of lending service, 1.31 to 1.49, a little bit I can see here, is with greater revenue above 20,000 with good FICO at a 625 plus and has been in business 12 months, then you can expect that of a 1.31 to a 1.49. And the C paper, 525 plus FICO, D paper below 525. So you're seeing how we kind of calculate that more or less. And what affects these rates? Your time in business, your revenue, the scores, any bankruptcies, if any, delinquencies, fluctuations. We look at non-sufficient funds, no more than 5 non-sufficient funds or negative days in any of the last 3 months. Loan considerations, we look at these types of things and we base it off of that payment history, credit score and stuff like that. So that is basically what I wanted to show you in this video. I know I have some examples here. If you're wondering what will be my daily payments, you'll see it in your terms. This is an example here of the Bank Breezy, but it just says how much you can get approved for, 16,500, and the payback will be up to 27,000. It's a little bit older, but the daily payments will be here on the right, and then you can see the time, the amount of payment here. This one specifically had 262 for 94 daily payments, 5 days a week, and you can go from there, and then you'll see that more or less with the DAC up to 2 million. But one way to look at this is, does the benefit exceed the repayment? If the benefit does exceed it, then it makes sense for you to move forward. Now, if it's going to be like this, the repayment is up here, but then the benefit of you getting that funding is not going to help you and it's going to be just expensive and it's going to hurt you, I wouldn't push you to get it. It doesn't make sense to do it. So what you have to do is start increasing your profits and start increasing your bottom line, as well as those scores to help you with all of that. And I can help you with any of this, but make sure that you're looking at it from a benefits to repayment type of ratio, and see if it outweighs the repayment. If it does and it makes sense and nothing is expensive, it's only subjective, so it doesn't cause you to go into a debt and something like that. So again, the repayment amount 1.19 to 16.9 on the Bank Breezy. You can see the different 30 days, 60 in the full term, 4 to 6 month terms for that. Repayment amount from DAC is 1.19 to 1.49x. And then these are 4 to 24 month terms, same amount of automatic daily micro payments. And it is very beneficial to you. Just think about getting funding that is 50% less expensive. It's fixed, it doesn't fluctuate, so it doesn't cause any problems to you. And then you're not taking anything out of your future credit receivables. We're not doing that. And then you're finally able to move forward in your business, understanding that this isn't an expense to you. And then you can use those funds right away to grow and expand your business. And at the end of the day, you're coming back home, resting on your pillow at night, not having those second thoughts or wondering what your morning will bring because of the pain of having to wake up and think about, oh, well, here goes another day. I think I'm gonna have to close my business today and go back and be an employee. But that's how this is. Get the funding, grow your business, expand it, build it, get out of a tight pinch, and move forward with it. Now, that is everything from me in this video. There may be some information below to get you started with your application if you haven't already. And if you need more help, comment back on this video if possible. And if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. Click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I will be coming out with. Thank you.